Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Oh, from high atop the ridge here in the campus of Wickliffe in Wickliffe, Ohio, Memorial Field. Hello, everybody. This is Frank Foti, along with my brother from another mother, Mark Tennant. As tonight, folks, we've got Mark, we've got a game tonight.
We do, and probably in our 22 seasons of doing Blue Devil football, this might be the biggest game we've ever covered.
At least in the regular season.
In the regular season, that's right. I mean, yeah, playoffs not excluded.
So in any case, folks, you're wondering why? Well, tonight, the Wickliffe Blue Devils are at home with a record of 5 wins, no losses, and they are hosting the AP #1 team in Division VI in the state of Ohio, the Kirtland Hornets. And Kirtland comes in here tonight with a record of 5 wins, no losses. Last time the Hornets were here was in 2018, the last game of the season before both teams made their way to the playoffs that season. And tonight should shape up to be a fantastic matchup.
And you couldn't ask for better weather.
Better weather, 72 degrees, the sun is out, not a cloud in the sky. And Mark, it's elbow to elbow up here because not only is the Worldwide Blue Devil Network here, made possible by Wickliffe School Alumni Association, we've got CVC television here, we've got film crews for the Kirtland Hornets, we got film crews for the Wickliffe Blue Devils, and Mark just made it up here because he just finally was able to throw ESPN and Fox.
I got him out.
Yeah, you got him out. You got him the hell out of here.
Pull it out right now.
But tonight, it's real simple, gang. Tonight we will find out how good the Wickliffe Blue Devils are. I mean, last week, obviously, we were here, and our Blue Devils took down the Blue Devils from Independence by a score of 38-0. Meanwhile, the same evening, Kirtland is over taking care of Trinity by a score of 49-0. And tonight, I think you're going to see quite a football game. We talked about Kirtland quite a bit, especially last week. Just some numbers for you. In Region 21 of Division VI, first computer poll rankings are out. Kirtland, how they could be number 2 in our region and not be number 1 is kind of odd. But your Wickliffe Blue Devils are ranked number 7. So if the playoffs were to start tonight, both of these teams, actually, I think they would probably be facing each other in
I think right.
No, and I take that back. I think the top 4 teams get a bye.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but the Blue Devils would obviously be in action if the playoffs started tonight. So
long way to go.
Long way to go as the second half of the season starts tonight. As Mark mentioned, perfect night. Going to be a huge crowd. Stands filling up on both sides, and we're just glad to have you with us. As and also we'd like to welcome tonight. I don't know if we'll be talking to these guys, but the CVC TV crew, Kyle Cornell and Anthony Alsord, are going to be doing the play-by-play for CVC TV. So pretty exciting, Mark. I mean, I had to go down and take a picture because our little area here atop the press box, you would think, well, Mark, it probably would be like, when the Blue Devils and the Hornets are at the Super Bowl come February, right?
That's right. Yep.
So, Mark, I know you at some point had a chance, and we'll be hearing from both head coaches, as I'm sure both of them have interesting things to say insofar as in preparation for tonight's matchup. And, we'll see what the Blue Devils are all about.
We'll see. I was down on the field talking to some of the players a bit ago and asked how their week went. And, you know, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I guess if you're Kirtland, you know they're 5-0, and they are as well. And they come in here, and I think that from the player side, and Coach Laverty, doesn't let them rest. I mean, you've got to get through every game. But I just think I've never seen a Wickliffe team this more focused. And, during these types of games, when we'd play Kenston and Chagrin Falls and, in years past, it not necessarily was games where, I don't know, that they maybe were hoping to win.
Right.
But these kids, these guys, these boys, they expect to win every game, and this one including. So, from a standpoint of being fired up and ready to play, I imagine, of course, both teams are. Great coaching on both sides of the ball, and on both sides of the field as well. But I'm anxious to see our guys come out because we were just going over the starting offensive lineup for the Hornets, and they've got some big boys up front.
Oh yeah.
And in the past, we have been much smaller, but we're right there. We're close with our kids. But it's just from a vibe standpoint, if you will.
A lot to be said for that.
I just think the Blue Devils they're ready to go. I think they've had this one, as they say, penciled in for a long time. You had to get through the first 5, but now we're here, September 26th, and it's go time.
Mark, I remember this time last week, I was down on the field talking with Coach Purcello, and I was wondering, were they looking past Independence? Because Independence came in here 0-4. They've always given Wickliffe a good game, and our guys came out, and, I mean, they just smoked them. And from what I understand, that prior week, they didn't let up, the coaches didn't let up on our guys because they wanted them to not make last week like a trap game, and as we saw, our guys they put the pedal to the metal and then, went home, got some rest, and started preparing for tonight.
Well, I was in Buffalo last Friday night in a Hampton Inn and and listening to you all, and it felt like I was here. It was I thought, my gosh, do we really sound this good? But it was very exciting, especially if you're on the other end. And we'd like to say hey to everybody that's jumped on all along the line, all around the world, here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. I had a chance to be you last week, and it was fun. It was really fun to listen to the game. On the edge of the seat, kind of, you painted a wonderful picture, partner. It was great.
Mark, I appreciate that, but probably the high point for you was hearing the fight song done by the play-by-play guy.
Twice.
Even our friends from CVC TV, I guess they were watching, and they said that they got a kick out of that. So hopefully tonight, folks, I'll be able to spare you that agony.
I'll be the beatbox on the side while you.
There you go. There you go. Well, tonight, for those of you, alumni from Wickliffe, aside from this tremendous matchup between Wickliffe and Kirtland, out on the field, you're going to see the cheerleading crew of the high school, the middle school, and I think probably the lower school. Hopefully they won't ask me to go out there and cheer with them. But in any case, that's going to be fun. And, at halftime, Mark and I will step aside as you'll be able to be entertained by the Kirtland High School Marching Band as well as your Wickliffe Swing Band. And, as Mark said, there is a vibe here. It's not every day that the team that's on your schedule is as successful as Kirtland has been and they continue to be. And in Division VI, the current AP poll, the Hornets are ranked number 1 in the state of Ohio, and most deservedly, because they, as we've seen them in the past, they, tremendous program, well coached, and we'll see what the Blue Devils are all about tonight as they face off here in about, looks like about 20 minutes from now. As I mentioned before, tonight's webcast is made possible on our YouTube channel as well as Facebook Live for the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association. We want to thank everybody at the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association for making this possible, as
hey, Ken.
Makes it quite exciting for us to bring you all the action, and especially for a game like the one that we're going to have tonight. So if it sounds like there's going to be a lot of commotion, there's going to be a combination of the crowd, the game. I believe the play-by-play guys for CVC are going to be standing literally like right next to me and Mark. So should be exciting all the way around.
Yeah. If we had 4 or 5 feet on either side, extra would be nice.
Yes. Not only that, but, part of the press box keeps coming down on our heads. And but you know what? We make the best of it, and that's why 44092 is the center of the universe. And we're just darn glad to have you with us here tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. At present, it looks like the captains for both teams are going to head out to midfield. So we'll find out here momentarily who will be receiving as once the game gets started. And again, I checked, there is literally not a cloud in the sky, 72 degrees, and we couldn't ask for a better night for high school football.
It looks like the captains from both teams are at mid-W at the 50-yard line.
Yep.
Getting ready. Frankie Buchar is out there. Number 3, Jimmy Feaster. I think and Ralph Jackson is out there. Number 50, Gio Martinez. And, of course, number 78, that would be Nathan Abruzino.
And Mark, it looks like we've got Ralph Jackson back for tonight's game.
I will tell you, this is just what I heard when I was on the field. Coach Porcello was looking for Ralph. I guess he went home after school, took a nap, and then needed some new pants when he was here. So he's out there now, but he missed a little bit of the pregame.
Well,
but number 4 is out there. So
talk about it. Talk about a way to get yourself prepared.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I know we've got about 18 minutes before kickoff. While we can, maybe we hear from the coaches?
Yes, yeah, of course. And so I had a chance, of course, to talk to both coaches, and it was great to visit with Coach Marsh Porcello just a few minutes ago on the field.
Are we going with Coach Porcello or are we going Coach Laverty?
I'm sorry, Coach Laverty, a little bit as well. It was a good conversation.
Okay, great.
Well, back at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium, big game tonight, and happy to be with Hornets head coach Tiger Laverty. Coach, just welcome back. It's been a while.
Yeah, thanks. It's beautiful new turf. We got new turf too, so these guys, it's a beautiful stadium.
Big week this week, and I mean, and I'm not from your guys, but especially from the Blue Devils. I just know my cousin plays quarterback number 2, and I just know how they've been excited this week.
Yeah.
What about your kids, and how was the week of practice, bumps, bruises, those types of things?
It's all right. We got guys out, but we got young guys that are ready to play, and they get a chance tonight, and so we'll see how they do under the bright lights.
When you look at the Blue Devil team, defense, offense, just first of all defense, what do you see challenges for your guys tonight?
They got good size, number 1, I think, and then they got good athletes on the perimeter, and they've been playing really well. They're executing really well and playing really well, and so they're confident.
So so let's talk about the offensive side of the ball too. So when your defense, do you get a lot of guys out of man, just like any team, a lot of both ways, kids?
We try not to. We try to play as many guys as we can so they don't have to play both ways. But, there's obviously some times we got to play guys on both sides of the ball. So I think we got 3 guys starting on both sides of the ball tonight. But we'll rotate other kids in. But I think we only got 3 two-way guys tonight.
Oh, that's great. So when and I always like to ask the coaches this: when you're weak, and from the last time you were here till this time, or this whole other generation of kids coming up, do you still practice the same way as you always have?
Oh, yeah.
Does things change over the years? I mean, how does that work for y'all?
No, I've been here 20 years, and it's, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we still tackle in practice, we compete in practice, and these kids get after it every day, and that's how you get better.
There's a lot of kids, and I'm sure a lot of the Wickliffe kids and your kids know each other from other sports, baseball, football, basketball, wrestling. Do they talk about that in a game like that during the week? I mean, is there a little more familiarity with some of the kids, and do you get that as a coach? Or
I didn't hear these kids say one thing about it. I didn't hear these kids say, like, I know this kid or this kid or this kid. So if they do know them, I wouldn't have any idea about it.
Gotcha. From an offensive standpoint, I just noticed, like, I've looked at some film and different things and just seen some things on Max Prep. there's some games when y'all just don't even throw the ball at all, and then some games when you do. How do you balance that? Is it just based on your opponent? How does that work?
You know what? It's what they're giving us. Like, you know, some teams dare you to pass, and so you got to pass. Some teams, you know, put 3 guys way off the line, and so it's 11 on 8 in the box, and we try to take advantage of that too.
All right.
It's kind of a numbers game.
Well, Coach, welcome to Wickliffe. I can't wait for tonight, so, you know, good luck. Get
Thank
after
you.
him. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
And there you had Mark talking with Coach Tiger Laverty, the very successful head coach of the Kirtland Hornets. And interesting comment there that Mark made, because I recall looking at stats a few weeks ago. Kirtland played an entire game where they didn't throw the ball one time, and I think last week against Trinity they opened it up in the air. You know, they put their air attack in full force. So we'll see how they dial it in tonight against the Wickliffe Blue Devils.
And I wondered if, you know, because they played Trinity last week and probably not the most toughest team probably they'll face this year, but I almost want to say that maybe they did a lot of that to prepare for this week. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah. Had a chance to talk with Coach Purcello a little bit ago. Again, it's a different feel tonight, and I think you'll get that from our conversation that we just had just a few moments ago on the field.
Well, we are back at the campus of Wickliffe Memorial Stadium, and it is a huge game. Probably the largest game it's been since we've been doing this in our 22 seasons. Back here with Coach Mark Purcello. And Coach, did it feel different this week than all the other weeks? It's so special. What was different, or it was just normal week?
I mean, it felt different, yeah, I would say. You know, these guys, they've had this game, you know, penciled in for a while. And we've been trying to keep them focused on every game, you know, in front of them. And now finally they got to really amp up for this game. And, you know, being 5-0 going into this game is a lot better than being 4-1 or some other record. So, you know, it's felt a little different. Our guys have been extra locked in this week.
We talked at the first game, and we kind of talked about this game, but we had to get through the other ones first. And I know that you said that the difference between this team this year and last year, these guys expect to win, not just hope. And it's the same tonight.
Yeah, they're expecting to win this game. You know, and you know, we'll see what happens. Kirtland's really good. They're well coached. They're physical. They're fast, and you know, they've played in a lot of big games. So they're a very good football team. But you know, our guys aren't afraid. They're not scared of this game, and they're excited to play it. You know, they've never played them. The guys on this team. So you know, they're excited for it, and see what happens.
So they probably, a lot of the guys, like Frankie, and maybe you know a lot of these kids from baseball and other sports as well. So they kind of probably, a lot of these know each other, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of the Kirtland kids play multiple sports. A lot of our guys play multiple sports. So yeah, they definitely know each other.
The bumps and bruises, how did you come out of last week's game?
Last week was fine. Ralph Jackson didn't play last week, but he's back this week. He's feeling pretty good. So yeah, that's all I got to report on the injury side of it. So
well, I had a chance to speak with Coach Laverty yesterday for a little while, and he had mentioned that they're kind of banged up, and he was kind of concerned. Did you see this on film or?
No, but I know I did hear that, you know, their quarterback has an ankle issue possibly. But I haven't seen anything on film.
Okay.
So
we were talking just briefly before about last week against Perry and that they didn't throw a pass. And you know, when you don't have any of that on film, do you go back to other games? I mean, how far back do you go? Will they throw a pass tonight? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of know what they do is like based on their formations, I would say, like in their passing game. So, you know, if they got two tights in the game, they like to use crossers and some deep post routes. And then they will go. It's a little different than when we've played them, you know, about six years ago. I guess it is now 6-7 years ago. So it's a little different because of the fact that they're in a lot more. They're in multiple formations. Back then they were in 2 formations. Now they run a lot of formations. So when they're in their spread looks, they will throw a little bit. Last week they actually played Trinity. They threw it actually quite a bit. But I think they were working on it maybe for this week. So we'll be ready for both.
Okay. So with the offense this week, and the game plan that you've installed, this won't air till the game's on, so
Yeah,
what are we doing?
yeah. I mean, we're gonna try to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're physical, and I think we are too. And we're gonna try to get downhill. We're gonna try to get north and south right off the rip, and it's kind of been our identity the last few weeks. And our motto this week has been take 4, hope for more. So we want our guys. We're aiming for 4 yards, and if we get more and we bust a run, that's great, but we're trying to get north and south, be physical, and try to establish line of scrimmage right away.
How about on the defensive side, seeing film and what Coach Harpin?
Yeah, I mean, they're fast, they're physical, they've got a lot of threats, but I think we have a really good game plan. We're going to mix it up between a 5-3 defense, a 5-2 defense, a 4-4 stack defense, and we're going to run a lot of different coverages where our corners are going to be involved in the run game. So we're very multiple on defense. Our guys are physical. And we're going to give them a lot of different looks just to kind of throw their offense off a little bit.
Okay. And we've said this before since he got here last year, but Drew Rossman, could he be an X factor here this evening? Can he be? I mean, to me, I see this as a game where, if you're down within 30-25 and it's fourth down, you're kicking, no?
Yeah, I mean, Kirtland's defense is good. They get really tight inside the red zone, so I'm not going to be afraid to kick the ball, kick a field goal if we get inside the 20. We're going to see how he was kicking pretty well today. As far as kicking it in the end zone, we're not sure yet because, if we miss and we don't get in the end zone, we got to cover the kick, and they got some weapons back there. So we might mix it up with some pooches and some onsides and some squib kicks tonight.
Okay.
So.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. This is a big one. I can't wait.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Thanks.
And there you have it. As Mark had a chance to chat with both head coaches, Coach Marsh Purcello, who is now the winningest coach in Wickliffe Blue Devil football history, and Coach Tiger Laverty, the legendary coach of the Kirtland Hornets. And Mark, we're getting close. We're within 10 minutes of kickoff. I think we've got some starting
D's and O's.
Yes, we do.
What would you like, Wickliffe or Kirtland?
Don't matter.
Okay, we'll go with the Kirtland. Offense right now, number 0, Andy Ridgway. And I don't have positions here, Frank. Sorry about that. Number 1, Jake Laverty. He is the quarterback, 6'2", 210 pounds. Ryan Siami.
Yeah, yes.
He is wearing number 2. Number 3 is Ty Bledsoe. Number 4, John Silvestro. Tommy Kayami, his brother, 5'10", 155 pounds. He's wearing number 10. This offensive line is something. Number 54, Zach Freebird. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. 61 is Jackson Zahn, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Number 62, big guy, Luci Cantini, 6 foot, 230 pounds. Jack Turk is number 66, 6'2", 300 pounds. Number 68, Vince Prusak. He's 5'8", 255 pounds. And number 78 rounds out that offensive line, Caden Fall at 6'1", 242. He's a junior.
And for the Wickliffe Blue Devils on the defensive side of the ball, Davian Marlin is number 0. And then we'll go in there with Frankie Bukar, who's in there in the defensive backfield, wearing number 2. Jimmy Feaster, number 3. Both of those guys are seniors, along with Ralph Jackson, number 4, who's back from the injured list. Marquise Roberts, who had a wonderful game last week, is wearing number 5. Nick Oboski, in linebacker, a junior, wearing number 9. Elijah John is a senior, wearing number 11. And then up on the front there, we've got number 50, Gio Martinez, who's a senior. Number 54, Trey Jackson, is a sophomore. Number 56, Sam Parker, a junior. And rounding it off, number 79, Nico Garrison, who is a junior. So we're literally just minutes away from kickoff tonight, and we're glad to have you with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Give a shout out to our friends out in Geneva, Ohio, the Mike Urich and the Blueberry Railroad Gang, and Kitty Shriver from the Lakeshore Live Steamers. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of shout outs later tonight because we know we've got people checking in from all over the place for tonight's game, which is a big one.
Frank, we did do the defense, but I would be remiss just because I've only seen him play once. You've seen him play a couple of times. Number 8, the freshman Elijah Fitch, 5'8", 175-pound running back, and he just took over that game last week and the
week before
as a freshman. And one of these kids, like when I went to practice and training camp, wasn't really even on the radar simply because he was a freshman.
Right.
Talk about Elijah, which is the second Elijah on the team, by the way, and talk about Fitch and what he looked like when you saw him last week play against the Blue Devils at Independence.
Well, the thing that's so impressive about him, Mark, is that he doesn't move or go about the game like a freshman. He looks like a senior. I mean, the way he picks his holes, the way he accelerates, he has the speed, he's got the lateral movement, as well as the power. I mean, he reminds me of like when Isaac Petway played here. You know, it would take 3-4 guys to bring Isaac down. The same thing here. And this fella's a freshman. And, you know, barring if he stays healthy, we've got another 3.5 seasons with him here. I'm blown away. I mean, it's just like, it reminds me of those years all the way back when Michael Phillip was a running back here. They'd hand the ball to Phillip deep in the backfield, 3rd and 10. Phillip would pick a hole, and next thing you know is 1st and 10 Blue Devils. This kid has the same capability. So tonight will be a good test because going to be going up against a great defense, which is quick. You know, they got size on the defensive line, and they got quick linebackers, and you know, so we'll see what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this evening. Oh, thank you. Frank's the keeper of the of the roof here at the press box. I don't believe I've seen anybody, this many people on top of the roof.
Ever.
Hopefully you don't go through and sit in my brother's lap here just a little bit.
Well, folks, I have to tell you, the stands are filling up on both sides. Beautiful night. If you have a desire, I'd get in the car and make your way to campus of Wickliffe ASAP because it's going to be a wonderful night. Both teams are ready to come on out here. They're going to introduce part of the Blue Devils here as they go through their traditional thing. The Hornets are at the one end of their end zone. And once we do get underway, the Blue Devils will be in their home blue jersey, dark blue jerseys and dark blue pants with yellow helmets. And the Hornets will be in their white jerseys and navy blue pants with navy blue helmets with the Kirtland logo on the side. So as one of the things I think Mark or Coach Purcello mentioned, the last time Kirtland was here was 2018. It was the final game of the season. The Hornets did prevail, but I remember what was interesting because the Blue Devils had qualified for the playoffs, as did the Hornets, and I was on my way out to the car to head home, and I saw Coach Laverty, and I congratulated him, and he said something interesting to me. He said, Frank, he said, tonight was a great tune-up for us because your guys were the first team that really tested us. And I took that as a tremendous compliment, and hopefully we'll see something of the same tonight because there's a tremendous vibe, not only on the field but among the fans as here come the Blue Devils making their way out onto the field right now. Along with, it looks like, I think the Wickliffe midget football players and the middle school players. It's a big game, folks. I mean, it really is. And glad to have you with us. And we've got our friends over here from CBC TV. So it's their featured game of the week. I know this was one of the games possible to be, I think, for Channel 8 to be covering. That may have gone to the, there's a big game between Berea Mid Park and Avon. So some really good matchups in Northeast Ohio tonight. The Hornets are making their way over to their sideline, and we are literally moments away from tonight's action between the Kirtland Hornets and the Wickliffe Blue Devils. As I mentioned at the top of the webcast, 72 degrees. And Kirtland coming in here tonight, the Associated Press state poll in Division VI, they're ranked number 1. And in the computer rankings, In Division VI, Region 21, Kirtland is ranked number 2, Wickliffe number 7. So it looks like the Hornets are going to have the ball first, as Drew Rossman is going to be teeing it up. And we'll get you some names and numbers here going back deep for the Hornets. Looks like number 2, Ryan Siami, and number 4, John Silvestro will be lining up back at about their 10.
And it'll be interesting to see, because Coach mentioned they weren't sure how they were going to kick off.
And Mark, last week, Drew put every one of them in the end zone.
Yeah.
So if it was up to me, I'd be kicking away. Glad to have you with us as the sun is about to set over the west here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. Devils had a little huddle there. They break it, and we're about to get underway here between the Kirtland Hornets and the Wickliffe Blue Devils. Rossman's got it teed up. High end over end kick is going to come down and get fielded at about the 2. I thought he was down, as picking it up and bringing it out over the 30 to about the 35 was Ryan Siami. As he caught it, it looked like he was down. But and the officials were right there. They did not make a call, but a good return, as in on the tackle there for Wickliffe was Davian Martin, and it'll be 1st and 10 Hornets, and they'll be starting from their own 35-yard line. Because normally, like in college, same with high school, if you go down and your knee touches, you're down, and they would have started 1st and 10 at their 2-yard line. Instead, it'll be 1st and 10 Kirtland at their 35.
Excited to see Davian Marlin on that defensive line, 5'11", 210. He's had some good games here in the past. We'll see what he can do against this Kirtland offensive line.
Quarterback for the Hornets is Jake Laverty. Pitches it quickly to number 4, John Silvestro. He gets it out on the right side out to about the 40-yard line, where looks like number 50 for Wickliffe, Gio Martinez, was there to bring him down. Actually, it was a gain of 7 out to the 42. The Hornets waste no time. They're in an I formation as they give it to the middle back. Goes right up the middle. It'll be good for a first down, and that looks like number 3. Ty Bledsoe.
Just straight up the middle, nothing fancy off of right guard, Frank.
And the Hornets, man, they are moving fast, Mark. Jake Laverty, the son of Coach Tiger Laverty, pitches it again to number 4, which is Silvestro. He goes left tackle, gets ahead for maybe about 3, gets out to about the 50-yard line.
They're right on the ball.
And for the Blue Devils there on tackle was Ralph Jackson. And boy, Kirtland wastes no time. And again, quick handoff, barreling up the middle again is Silvestro, and Jackson again in on the tackle.
I'll tell you what, Frank, it looks like they're going to try to wear the Blue Devils down.
Yeah, it looks like they want it to be a track meet, as it'll be now 3rd and 2. They're in Wickliffe territory, Wickliffe 45-yard line, as they pitch it again to Silvestro. He's got the first down, as he's going to get brought down there by Frankie Bukar, as he went over left guard. And Mark, the Hornets, I don't see college and pro teams moving that fast.
Now they're going to huddle up, which, by the way, is the first huddle since they got the ball. They were just right back on the line with every play.
They probably went out there with 5-6 scripted plays as they break the huddle. Laverty operates from under center, an I formation, very tight I formation. And on a pitch back, it's Silvestro, breaks a tackle as the ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. We've got, I think it was recovered by Kirtland. He got ahead for close to 10 yards.
And Frank, Coach Purcello mentioned about tackling in space and how important it was going to be this evening. And we missed.
And on that play, apparently it was good enough for a first down. So the Hornets, they're on the move. They'll have a fresh set of downs at the Wickliffe 27-yard line. If you're just joining us, 9.5 to go, no score. First possession by the Hornets. As they break the huddle, this time they send Siami wide to the right side. They stay in like a T thing, and Silvestro again is met on the left side, gain of about, I think the ball was on the ground.
It is the ball again.
The ball was on the ground and recovered by the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
2 plays in a row, they put it on the ground, and this time the Blue Devils were able to force the fumble and recover it. So
2 plays in a row punching that ball out,
yes,
partner.
the Blue Devils will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line, as I believe the cheerleading squad of about 432 on the sidelines here are going wild. So we'll see what happens as the Devils now break the huddle. They send Jimmy Feaster wide to the left side. They set up in their I formation as they give it to, looks like Bukar is going to be met right at the line of scrimmage, as looks like number 7 for Kirtland, which is Cameron Treadwell. It'll be no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Glad to have you with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. 8:36 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Blue Devils have the ball based on recovering a fumble. They're handing it off to Fitch, who's going to get met in the backfield. He's going to get bottled up. Depends on the spot, which looks like it's going to get spotted back at the 18-yard line. And Mark, the pursuit of the linebacking crew from Kirtland is like a blur.
Extremely fast.
I mean, that was a loss on that play of close to 7 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 17 at the Wickliffe 18-yard line. In at quarterback, by the way, is number 6, Dom Purcello. The Blue Devils will have to get out to the 35 if they wish to get a first down. Now we've got some players changing here as Cole Venata is going in. I would imagine to see that the Blue Devils will probably put it in the air. Purcello looking, sets, fires, completes to Bukar. He's got it. He's run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for Wickliffe.
Kind of got back to the original line of scrimmage, and
yes,
that was about it.
Although on that play, as Kirtland did have a blitz dialed up, the Devils were able to give Purcello time to find Bukar in the flat. And now into punt, it looks like Drew Rossman is in to punt, and back in single safety is Ryan Siami. He's standing back at about the Kirtland 45-yard line. High snap, left-footed kick, high end over end kick is going to come down at about the 45, roll into Kirtland territory and be downed at about the Kirtland 32-yard line. So 6:28 to go, timeout on the field. Be second offensive possession for the Hornets. We have no score in this one as the sun is now setting, and probably about halftime have to be pulling out that sweatshirt. The offense for the Hornets making their way on. Now we've got something going on where they're backing up Kirtland. Apparently there was a late flag, and they're moving Kirtland back to the 21-yard line. Not sure what the call is. So we'll see what happens as the Hornets, they set up in like an eye. They hand it. They get it to number 3, who, wow.
And he fumbled the ball again.
Ty Bledsoe fumbles the ball, and I think the Blue Devils have it. Ty Bledsoe was going, and he got out to about the 40. And
they're going to give it back to Kirtland.
I thought, Mark, it looked like Wickliffe recovered.
I think the ball came out really quick, and when whoever jumped on it, it just kind of squirted out. And I believe the Kirtland player who fumbled the ball, Bledsoe, I think he was the one that recovered it.
In any case, they got it out to their own 49-yard line, as Bledsoe looked like he was about to break a tackle and take off. But it'll be 1st and 10 Kirtland at their own 49. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score. They set up in a pistol formation. Laverde looking to throw. He sets. He fires. He completes it. And off to the races goes Silvestro as they completed the pass down to about the Wickliffe 25. Bukar missed the tackle, and Silvestro took off for the end zone. So the first score on the board tonight goes to the Kirtland Hornets on basically a 51-yard touchdown pass from Laverde to Silvestro. And now in to try the point after. It'll be out of the hold of Tommy Siami. The snap is back. We've got a flag and what? The kicker for Kirtland is number 45, which happens to be Marco Valentic.
They're going to bring the offense back in, I think, for 2 points. Yeah, they are. So Wickliffe was offside. They're going to move the ball about halfway. I think the offense for the Hornets and Jake Laverde might be back out here for 2 points. And that looked like that's what it's going to be. The offense for Kirtland's coming out. They're trying for 2.
Well, it almost looked like for a moment there that Wickliffe was going to get a beneficiary of a second fumble, which didn't happen. And then on the next play, Kirtland dials it up for a 51-yard touchdown. They pitch it to Silvestro, who's going to get met in the backfield, but he muscles his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. But now we've got another flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be illegal procedure motion on Kirtland. So the 2-point conversion won't count, and now it looks like the place kicker's coming back out on the field.
Right.
And they'll try the point after, where the place kicking duties for the Hornets is being done by Marco Valentic. And they'll spot it down back at about the 14-yard line. The holder for the Hornets is Tommy Kayami. Snap is back, kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Hornets draw first blood here tonight, folks. As with 5:39 to go here in the first quarter, your score is the Kirtland Hornets 7 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. You know, Mark, they completed the pass, missed a couple tackles, and, you know, those are the things.
Well, they have to be able to tackle like they had on that extra point for the 2-point conversion that was actually just called because of the hold, but or the motion call. But that the back for Kirtland, who I believe that was Silvestro,
right,
was able to just muscle his way in. You've got to be able to tackle, and he probably had 2 or 3 Blue Devils right there with him and carried them into the end zone with him. So, as Coach said, you have to be able to tackle in space, and you have to be able to bring them down once you've hit them. And so far, tough time tonight so far for the Blue Devils.
All right, back deep for Wickliffe is Jimmy Feaster, along with, looks like we've got Elijah Fitch and Ralph Jackson, as a high end over end kick is going to come down and get picked up there by Marquise Roberts, as he's able to run it out over the 20 to about the 23-yard line, where the second possession for the Blue Devils will begin. It'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils. It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 24-yard line.
Well, on their first possession, the Blue Devils went the other way.
That they did.
On this second possession, they'll be able to move the ball down the field a little bit better. They need to be decisive in their moves and in their when they hit that hole, partner. They just need to. They just can't wait.
Purcello up under center in an I formation as they right up the middle, and is Elijah Fitch. And Mark, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
He keeps those feet moving. He went over left guard and he got out to about the 31-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and about 3 for Wickliffe. As Mark, you know, that initial moment, you can't give them the line of scrimmage, as Kirtland is very quick on defensive line and as the Hornets showing blitz. Looks like Purcello now is probably going to change the play. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, looks like they're going to Fitch. He's going to get ahead maybe a yard. We're back to the line of scrimmage. Where in on that tackle there looks like number 62 for looks like Luci Cantini for the Hornets. So it'll be no gain on that play. It's going to be 3rd down 3, ball at the 31. Wickliffe's got to get their act out to the 34 for a fresh set of downs. Devils break the huddle. They're still operating out of the I formation. They got Fitch, the middle back, in that I. As they give it to Fitch. No, it's going to be Purcello's going to keep it. He's going to have a first down out over the 37 to about the 38-yard line, where they faked it, and Mario Lorber from his defensive back spot was able to run him out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 Wickliffe at their own 37-yard line.
Coach mixing it up a little bit there. He's seeing that those linebackers, those defensive linemen, are going right for the first person that seems to get the ball, and they're able to do a little misdirection and get that first down.
It's a bit of like the run-pass option there, and that worked for him on that time. Cole Vanetta is wide on the right side. Devils setting up in that full house backfield now. As met right at the line of scrimmage by a host of Hornets, although plowing ahead is Elijah Fitch. They had him right at
the second he got the ball.
Right, at left guard, and he powered ahead for 3 yards out to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 7, 3:10 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Kirtland.
We're going to need that type of effort from everybody this evening.
Mark, the Blue Devils have to bring their A++ game tonight.
That's right.
Because that's the only way you can compete with a team, that's as talented as the Hornets. This time they bring Vanetta wide to the left side. Full house backfield. Purcello in under center. They give it to Fitch again. He's got a first down. Still on his feet into Kirtland territory. And look, Markey gets up and hands the ball to the official. It'll be 1st and 10 Wickliffe, as he went right up the middle. And if it wasn't for number 7, Cameron Treadwell, Fitch was gone. So it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils. They're in Kirtland territory for the first time. They'll have it at the Hornet 43-yard line. And now making his way into the huddle for Wickliffe is Nick Oboski, number 9. I tell you, the energy of that young man is unbelievable. I wonder if he'll loan some to me. Sets up as like the fullback in the full house. And the ball is on the ground, and it looks like it's been
covered by Kirtland. I don't think it was a clean handoff between Dom and Frankie.
I think you're right, Mark. And yes, the fumble on the play, recovered by the Hornets. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own, just shy of their own 46-yard line. And they were moving the ball.
SOB.
They were moving the ball. So here's where the Blue Devils are going to have to muscle up on defense. 2:06 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Kirtland. And this is what the Hornets do. They muscle it up on both sides of the ball. They make things happen, and then they take advantage. They set up in a pistol formation. Laverty's basically up under center, and a delayed handoff, as the Blue Devils were not fooled on that one, as they handed it to Ty Bledsoe, as Corbin Haas, number 88, for the Blue Devils brought him down. It'll be a gain of 1 on that play, as we're just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We've had 2 turnovers here tonight, one by Kirtland on a fumble and one by Wickliffe on a fumble. Laverty looking over. He's set to fire. He completes it And again, nice stutter move there by Ryan Siami as he gets into Wickliffe territory to about the Wickliffe 41 as Oboski was over there to help bring him down. And Laverty just, he didn't even like take a step back. He just took the snap, turned to his right, fired a quick pass, and out in the flat, and was able to get ahead for the first down. So a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. They're at their 40. They pitch it to Silvestro, who's going to get ahead over left tackle as Jimmy Feaster brings him down, but not after a gain of about 4 on that play. Just about, we'll call it 3.5. Nope, now they're marking it 4, as it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Hornets at the Wickliffe 36-yard line.
Jake Laverty coming back into the huddle. Looks like that right ankle is wrapped, and it looks like I don't know if he's 100%, especially when he runs, which is why they're doing such an excellent job throwing and handing the ball off.
Well, they they hand it right up the middle as going ahead for positive yardage there was Ty Bledsoe. Good enough for a first down as he gets inside the Wickliffe 30 to about the Wickliffe 29. As they're winding the clock, 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. This might do it for the first quarter as looks like the Hornets are making their way to their sideline, and that'll do it for action here in the first quarter. So with 1 in the books, it's the Kirtland Hornets 7 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Frank, right before the game, down below us here in the press box, I had a chance to talk with Joey Torek, the very popular Kirtland Hornet who won a couple state championship teams. He is now one of the assistant coaches over at John Carroll after a 4-year career there. And so it's good to see a lot of the players. And I asked if they were going to see Mount Union this year. And, of course, Mikey Mooney from Riverside is the starting quarterback at Mount Union. And they're different leagues this year. So I was looking forward to maybe John Carroll and some of the other teams here. Now they're in a different league, and they're traveling to Kenyon tomorrow. And they're going all over to Pennsylvania, West Virginia in this new league that they're in. But it was good to see Mr. Torek, and glad to hear that Joey is doing very, very well over at John Carroll.
We're about ready to get back to action here in the second quarter. The Hornets have the ball based on the turnover from Wickliffe, and they're on the move as they set up 1st and 10 at the Wickliffe 29-yard line. The Hornets now are moving from right to left on your computer screen or whatever screen you're watching. As Laverty's moving some of his players around, he works up under center as on a quick delay to Silvestro inside the 25. He's got a first down, still on his feet, and finally run out of bounds. I think that's Jimmy Feaster had brought him down, but not after he got inside the red zone, as they're going to get down to about the Wickliffe 17-yard line.
Wickliffe was able to knock that ball out of his hands as he was going out of bounds again, Frank. So they're really going for the ball tonight. That's the 3rd or 4th time they've done that. Capitalized on it once, we thought twice.
They set up in an I formation, just like Wickliffe's been doing, and they give it to the middle back, who's number 3, and he's going to take it off left side into the end zone for a touchdown. So Bledsoe from 19 yards out, or 17 yards out, and the Hornets have hit pay dirt once again as it looks like they'll set up to try the point after, as it'll be done by Marco Valentic. Right-footed soccer-style kicker. Snap is back, kick is up, and the kick is good. So 11:34 to go here in the second quarter. The Hornets are doing the things that you expect the Kirtland Hornets to do as they've pushed their lead out to 14-0. And we'll see what the Blue Devils are capable of dialing up once they get the ball back here. As Mark, we're seeing from Kirtland is everything we kind of
as advertised,
without question.
Yeah.
Next week, the Blue Devils will be on the road. They'll be traveling out to Chagrin Falls to face the Tigers. We'll be back here in 2 weeks as Rootstown, another undefeated team and ranked in our division, will be here. As going back deep for Wickliffe is number 5, Marquise Roberts, number 3, Jimmy Feaster, and number 8, Elijah Fitch. The Hornets have it teed up. A high end over end kick is going to come down at about the 21 as nice return there by, looks like Marquise Roberts as he gets out over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And a host of Hornets there led by Andy Ridgway bringing him, were able to bring him down. So 11:26 to go. The Devils have some ground to make up. Down 14-0 here in the first half. Looks like they've got the ball spotted at the Blue Devil 33-yard line. Looking at the defense for Kirtland, they line up in like a 3. Well, now looks like they've got 4 on the, or maybe now 5 on the defensive line. Purcello has a man in motion up under center. Looks like he's changing the play. A pitch to Fitch, who basically gets out over the 35 to about the 36, run out of bounds there. And Ryan Siami was there to make the stop. But looks like it's going to be a gain of close to 4, as it'll be 2nd and 6, Blue Devils at their own 37-yard line. You know, Mark, Fitch has been able to get positive yardage on this tough Hornet defense.
Every time he's had the ball.
Right in me. It's all bad, man.
This time the Devils are sending wide
Right in the spot where they're based.
Cole Vanetta on the left side. He's the only wide receiver out there. As looks like they gave it to Fitch, and he's been they had him in the backfield, and Mark, somehow he was able to make his way to about the 35. So it's going to be a loss of 2, but it could have been a lot worse, and actually a favorable spot. They've got it spotted at the 36, so it'll be a loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7. Ball at the 36. Wickliffe's got to get to about the 43-yard line for a fresh set of downs. And the quickness of Kirtland, it's just amazing. The defensive line, linebackers, and as you can see right now, Kirtland is like stacking the box. As Purcello looking to throw, he sets, he fires, he completes it.
And that's a first down.
And it'll be a first down to Vanetta. They got it out to about the Wickliffe 45, just outside the 45-yard line. And up there to make that tackle was Tommy Siami from his defensive back position. And Mark, got Purcello. He rolled to his right. He threw on the run, and he put it right on the money because Vanetta was covered, and he was able to pull it in for the first down.
All the way to my left, his dad is up here in the press box. One of Cole's, his dad's up here, one of the film guys, crew for the Wickliffe Blue Devils. And Kevin is anxiously watching this game.
They give it to, they faked it this time to Fitch, and Purcello's going to keep it, run wide to the right side. Looks like he's going to cross the 50, get into Kirtland territory, where he was run out of bounds there by Siami once again. That's Ryan Siami. And again, Mark, the Blue Devils are moving the ball. They were moving the ball last time and unfortunately turned it over, which then turned into 7 more points for the Hornets. So, mistakes, as I mentioned, top of the webcast, you've got to play like an A++ game against a team of this caliber. It'll be 2nd and 5. As they get a pitch. Looks like they're going to pitch it
That's to Frankie.
To Frankie Bukar, who's going to get run out of bounds there by number 5, Xander Perko, who's a junior. And looks like they're going to lose a couple of yards back into Wickliffe territory. The ball will be now at the Wickliffe 49 bringing up a 3rd and 7.
They really need to get, if they're getting these third downs, they really need them to be a little bit more manageable.
Yep, I agree. So, they've got to get to the Kirtland 44 for a first down. At some point you wonder, do they go like a little bit of trickery or something to to throw? Whoa, the Wickliffe fellow was almost lining up off sides, but he didn't. And now looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by Wickliffe. So 7:40 to go in the first half. Timeout on the field. As, you hate to say it at this point of the game, but kind of a critical down. You're down 14.
Yep.
You really need to do something with this possession.
And, credit to Mars, Coach Purcello, because, he recognized that right away just when Jimmy Feaster almost lined off offside here on the near side split end, but able to get out there. And, Frank, the things that have been working are almost, because Kirtland is so fast and they're moving to the ball, the second they see it, if you can do some fakes and do some counters and those types of things,
right?
You're going to pick up some yards, and especially with Elijah Fitch and the way he's running the ball, he's more times than not going forward and, moving north and south. So be interesting to see what Coach Purcello calls here on this 3rd and 7, critical down, as you mentioned, here for the Blue Devils.
Well, the Devils are staying in an I formation. Purcello operates like Laverde up under center. Kirtland jamming the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to run like a halfback pass, and it's going to be intercepted, but he's going to be out of bounds as Buchar was looking long for, looked like that was, and he was thrown into double coverage, unfortunately, Marquise Roberts. And it's going to be incomplete as it was picked off, but he came down out of bounds, and it looked like back there was Tommy Siami who picked it off. And this will bring up a punting situation for the Blue Devils as Drew Rossman will be in, standing at about his 35, and back in single safety is number 2, Ryan Siami, standing back at about his 20-yard line. Snap is back. The left-footed kicker gets a line drive kick. It's going to go down, bounce. Siami is going to pick it up at about the 10-yard line. Going to get met and brought down. Nice open field tackle there at about the 15. And that looked like on that tackle, I think that was Elijah Fitch.
Yeah, it was. Yep, number 8.
And once again, folks, this young man is a freshman, and he's playing like a senior and making great plays up against the number 1 team in Division VI here in the state of Ohio. Wonderful play there. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets as they're going to start at their own 17-yard line with 7:21 to go here in the first half. Hornets stay in an I formation. They give it to the middle back who goes over left guard as gets ahead for Ty Bledsoe on the carry, and now looks like the Hornets are going to go back to that hurry-up offense. It'll be 2nd and 4 at their own 23. Again, they give it to Bledsoe. He's got the first down. I'm sorry, take it back. It'll be close to the first down. Mm-hmm. Looks like they're going to mark it about the Kirtland 26. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and about 1. And the Hornets, they're wasting no time as Laverde takes it right up the middle. He's got the first down as he gets to about the 30-yard line. As in there on the tackle there for Wickliffe was Trey Jackson, number 54. Clock running, 6.5 to go in the first half. As the Hornets this time they huddle up. They have a large offensive line, folks. We have movement as Laverde looking to throw, and he's going to get sacked. And he flings it a la Patrick Mahomes, and it's caught. But I'm surprised they didn't call him in the grasp. Amazing throw there by Laverde. Got to give him that. As he completed it to Bledsoe, it'll be a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. The ball is at their 33. I thought for sure he had him in the grasp, but they did not blow the whistle, and he just flung it in the way that Patrick Mahomes was, and his guy was there to haul it in. They pitch it this time to Silvestro, who works over left guard, gets out over the 35, almost to about the 37-yard line. Is Nick Oboski there for the Blue Devils, brings him down. And, Mark, you talk about that 3rd down and manageable, and that's what the Hornets do. They'll have it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, this is ideally what Wickliffe would like to do. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 at the most.
And now we've got, looks like,
timeout Kirtland.
Timeout going to be taken by whom? Yes, by Kirtland. So with 5:03 to go here in the first half, score Kirtland 14, Wickliffe nothing. And the Hornets will face a 3rd and 1 as they are moving. They started back at their 17, and they're now currently out at their own 39-yard line. Halftime mark and I'll step aside. You'll be able to be entertained by the marching bands from Kirtland High School and the swing band from Wickliffe, campus of Wickliffe. Right now, the entertainment down on the sideline are the cheerleaders of Wickliffe upper school, middle school, lower school, whatever school. As we're about ready to get back to action. Good-sized crowd on both sides of the field. Laverde up under center. He's going to take it himself, go straight ahead, and he's got the first down, and there to bring him down, I think, was Ralph Jackson, but not until he made it out to about the Kirtland 43-yard line. Mark, they're like a machine. You know what I mean? They're literally like a machine. And I say that to their credit. I mean, it's, as they have it 1st and 10 on their own 43. They set up and they fire into the flat. The completed pass from Laverde goes to number 2, which is Ryan Siami, who was wide open there in the flat. Gets out to the midfield stripe as Elijah John was there to bring him down. He'll set them up 2nd and 3. The Hornets moving very quickly. They pitch it to Silvestro. He's got a first down and more, and he just keeps those feet moving. He gets inside the 30 down to about the Wickliffe 23-yard line, and he actually had one of his linemen there like chaperoning him down that right sideline. As they wind the clock, 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And the Hornets are looking to add to their 14-0 lead as they're sitting at the Wickliffe 23-yard line. This time they have Silvestro in sort of like a pistol formation. They fake it and firing long in and out of the hands as the pass was there on the money to Siami, and in and out of his hands at about the 2-yard line as he was running a post pattern. That's the first incompletion of the night for Jake Laverde, who happens to be not only the coach's son, one of the captains, and the senior quarterback for the Kirtland Hornets. That stops the clock with 3:37 to go here in the first half. Again, in the eye, they give it to Silvestro, breaking tackles, takes off on the right side, and he's going to head way into the end zone for the Kirtland touchdown. Looked like they had him bottled up right up the middle, and he broke it to the outside, and no one put a hand on him as Silvestro takes it in from 23 yards out.
Well, it's not what we wanted to see. With 3 minutes left here in the first half, the Hornets looking to make it 21-0.
The snap is back, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half, that now makes the score the Kirtland Hornets 21 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Memorial Stadium, probably. There's a chance here, considering that there's 3:30 left here in the second quarter.
Boy, there are a lot of, you can hear the voices normally you don't hear in the background because we have CBC TV just right next to us, and the crowd awfully a little loud this evening. The PA announcer, it's all, it's certainly Friday Night Lights.
That it is, Mark. Back deep for the Blue Devils, we've got Jimmy Feaster, Marquise Roberts, and number 8, Elijah Fitch, awaiting the kickoff from number 45, Marco Valentic. As prior kickoffs have been like little high-end over-end kicks down to about the 20. Again, high-end over-end kick. Marquise has it at about the 21. Going to try to bring it wide right. He's got a steam, a group of guys ahead of him, but number 6, Mario Lorber, was there to bring him down at about the...
He should have just stayed. He, instead of cutting out to the right, he just should have just went up the hash.
I think you're right.
Because I think he would have probably gotten a few more yards from that. He might have broken away. He only needed a couple of more folks to beat.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils. The ball sitting right on their own 35-yard line. 3:24 to go here in the first half. This time the Devils look like they're splitting the formation where Purcello's alone in the backfield. Buchar takes a handoff trying to go wide to the left side, is going to get met about the 35 as a good pursuit there by number 10, who happens to be Tommy Siami of the Hornets. It'll be no gain on the play. And that's the thing, Mark. Kirtland has that very fast lateral quickness.
There's a flag on the play. Holding against the Blue Devils. I noticed the clock was stopped. So, boy, oh boy, I tell you what, it's hard enough getting
right.
yards when you're making the mistakes and like a hold and a 10-yard penalty. Now it's first and
and 20.
A dozen or two.
That it does. So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Blue Devils. Ball now sitting at their own 25. Again, they're in a now more spread set, as looks like they're going to fake it to Buchar, and Purcello's going to keep it himself, take it right up the middle, but not for much, as maybe a gain of maybe a yard and a half, as the interior defensive line for Kirtland was there to wrap him up. Just under about 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Blue Devils will be receiving the second half kickoff. So this is one of those situations, if they could find a way to get some points out of here in the last 2.5 minutes and then start the second half with the ball, we'll see what happens here, as Purcello now is shifted into a shotgun formation, as they give it to Buchar, who's trying to get up the middle, and 3-4 Hornets there, led by number 18, Sebastian Becker, brings him down, and I think the Blue Devils are going to take, Kirtland's going to take a timeout to stop the clock, because it's going to be 3rd and long.
Because they're going to get the ball back if they can stop the Blue Devils here.
As we're at 1:55 to go here in the first half. Once again, the Blue Devils will be on the road next week. They'll be in Chagrin Falls to face the Tigers. That should be a good matchup between these two teams, or those two teams, I should say.
It's possible I'll make that trip next week. It's always fun to travel to Chagrin Falls.
Actually, next Friday and Saturday is the magical Halloween at Penitentiary Glen, so we'll be burning coal there, buddy. From about, I think, 5:30 at night to about 11.
Wow.
Yeah. We're ready to get back to action as Blue Devils this time send 2 wide to the right side. Bukar is going to be a slot on that right. Purcello in a shotgun formation.
Got these backs.
He's looking
really
to throw,
back up.
rolling to his right. He sets, he fires long, and in and out of the hands of Bukar at about the Wickliffe 47. And there were a couple of Hornets back there in coverage, Xander Perko and Howie Ayers.
The backs of the Hornets, thinking, of course, that Wickliffe was going to go a little bit long to try to get this first down. They were probably 15 yards off the ball, so they were right there when that ball was delivered.
So it's going to bring up a punting situation as Drew Rossman will be in, as the Hornets will get the ball back with time to spare. 1:51 to go here in the first half. Rossman standing at the Wickliffe 14. And Siami, high end over end kick, almost blocked, is going to go out of bounds. Depends on the spot.
I
think they're going to end up, Mark, right about midfield.
Wow.
Did I call it or what? So the Hornets with 1:45 and 1 timeout remaining will have it 1st and 10 at midfield. The sun has set. Beautiful night here in Wickliffe Memorial Field here from the campus of Wickliffe. As the Hornets make their way, their offense makes their way back out on the field. And now it looks like Laverde is going to operate out of a shotgun as well. So chance he'll be going to the air. He sets, he fires, completes it. As in the wide open there, it'll be a first down to about the Wickliffe 35. And Mark, the Wickliffe defensive backs are playing way off the ball. As not only was it a first down, and on that was Andy Ridgway who pulled it in. A quick pitch. Silvestro breaks tackles, still on his feet, inside the 30, inside the 25. As Silvestro makes his way down to about the Wickliffe. They're going to mark it at about the 25, and right now the Hornets are almost having their way, if you will, with the Blue Devil defense. Clock moving, 1:15 to go. Jake Laverde operating out of a shotgun formation. He sets, he fires, and incomplete. And actually, I'm surprised because on that play, Silvestro he was moving before the ball was snapped. That should have been illegal motion on Kirtland. So the incomplete pass will stop the clock with 1:05 to go. A host of fresh bodies coming in for the Hornets.
Big of a massive shift there for Kirtland. A lot of guys.
And now the Hornets, again, they go back to an I formation. And they give it to the deep back Silvestro, who just powers his way inside the 5, the 10. Touchdown, Kirtland. And Mark, that's a case where you got to tackle a guy.
I'm not even sure they tried.
I mean, he went right up the middle, banged into a couple of Blue Devils, and then broke free at about the 15, and then made his way into the end zone for the Hornet touchdown. So they're able to make quick time.
So I think they got the ball with 1:32 to go, and 56 seconds left. They're in the end zone.
High snap. Spot is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So as with 56 seconds to go here in the first half, that pushes the score out to be the Kirtland Hornets 28 and the Blue Devils nothing.
Well, I'll tell you, Frank, this is exactly what Coach Laverde and his assistants wanted to do, and it seems like we said at the outset that they're probably going to try to wear the Blue Devils down because they were very fired up, and you could see here late in the second quarter, late first half, that they're just not as hitting. They're just not as quick as they were when they started this game, and might be getting a little tired.
You know, Mark, something else to mention. You mentioned how Coach Laverde said that they were banged up. That team doesn't look banged up.
Yeah,
I mean,
and even Jake, the quarterback, his right ankle is wrapped pretty well, and he has a slight twitch to it, but I mean, he's still able to stand in there and push off that foot and throw the ball and hand the ball and run for first downs on quarterback sneaks and the like. So
Roberts, Jackson, and as they squib a kick down, is going to be picked up by Feaster at about the 20s, right up the middle, and he's going to get met at about the 35-yard line by a host of Hornets. I think the lead guy there was Xander Perko once again. And you can see the Blue Devils, actually, there's good sportsmanship out there as number 8 for Wickliffe. Elijah Fitch was there to help Perko up. As a lot of good respect there between both of these teams. As with 49 seconds to go, the Blue Devils will have it once again, this time at their own 36-yard line. The Hornets thus far at a comfortable 28-0 score thus far just before halftime. Wickliffe in an I formation. They give it to Fitch right up the middle, keeps those feet moving, and he's going to get a gain of about maybe yard and a half. As in there on the tackle, number 3, Ty Bledsoe for the Hornets. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock inside of 30 seconds. This will probably be the last play of the first half. The Blue Devils will have it first to start the second half. As Don Purcello not very any hurry. As he takes the snap, gives it to the up back. And that was Nick Oboski. And now we got late flags.
That's going to be on number 62 for the Hornets. I think unnecessary roughing. Unnecessary roughness.
If that's the case, the half can't end on a defensive penalty. So now Oboski was able to get out to about the 46. So we just have to wait and see what the call is on the field. Yep, they're marking it off against Kirtland. So we'll have at least one more play. And it's going to be a 15-yarder into Kirtland territory. And Mark, I don't want to be in the Kirtland locker room at halftime because Coach Laverde is not going to be happy on that one.
Cantini, number 62, was the guilty party there.
So the Blue Devils are going to have one more play. And it'll be 1st and 10, Wickliffe at the Kirtland 40-yard line. So if there's a time you want to do some razzle-dazzle or something to try to get in the end zone, now's the time to do it.
You cannot do if you're Kirtland. I know they're up big, but that happened after the play too. Sometimes you don't hear the whistle, but
in the background there, you can hear our guests from CVC TV, Kyle Cornell and Anthony Alsord. We welcome them here to Wickliffe tonight. Big featured game between the Hornets and the Blue Devils. As
remember, they get the ball to start the second half.
The Hornets are setting up their defensive backfield all the way back at their 20-yard line, anticipating something deep from Wickliffe. They've got, as Purcello rolling to his left side, and he flings it incomplete, as good pursuit there by Ty Bledsoe, and that's going to mercifully bring this half to an end. As we've played one half here at Wickliffe Memorial Field. The score, the Kirtland Hornets 28 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. Mark and I will step aside. You'll be able to enjoy the halftime with the marching band of Kirtland High School and then the swing band of the Wickliffe Upper School. We'll catch you in the third quarter.
catchy hooks and a little bit of attitude here. He's kneeling trees, breakout single, everybody talks. and gentlemen, the great city of Wickliffe, Ohio is proud to present, under the direction of Mr. Evan Slomovitz, Assistant Director Mr. Tyler Russell, Bass Instructor Mr. Mikey Pachano, and Percussion Instructor Mr. Noah Garrison. It's the often imitated, but never duplicated, Wickliffe Blue Devils. And now, the 2025 drum majors, Emma Suha and Brendan Roach. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is our band senior night, an occasion for us to recognize the 11 seniors in the Wickliffe Swing Band and to thank them for all of their contributions and accomplishments during their time here at Wickliffe. We will announce those seniors in alphabetical order by their last name. And we begin with Nathan Cedarland. Nathan being escorted by his mom Jennifer, stepdad Steve, sister Courtney, his dad Ray, stepmom Jessie, and his brothers RJ and Ethan. Nathan's favorite band memory is going to Disney World his freshman year. And upon graduation, he plans to use his automotive credentials and attend a career technical college. Next up in our senior spotlight, Matthew Trellin. Matthew being escorted this evening by his dad Michael, his mom Lori, and his sisters Caitlin and Morgan. Matthew's favorite band memory is going to band camp and enjoying his time there. After high school, Matthew plans to work for a bit and then to get into welding. Next, we feature Victoria Crosby. Victoria being walked across the field tonight by her mother, Jacqueline, her brother, Isaac, and her grandfather, Robert. Victoria's favorite band memory, attending the post-concert potlucks with the Piccolo section. After graduation, Victoria plans to attend a 4-year university to major in medical laboratory science. And now it's Alyssa Davis. Alyssa being escorted by her mother, Tracy, her father, Fred, her sister, Ayana, and her sister, Aaliyah. Alyssa's favorite band memory was getting ready with the majorettes before the games during my freshman and sophomore year. Alyssa plans to attend a 4-year university and major in music education. Next up, we feature Andrew Goyevich. Andrew being escorted by his mom, dad, his sister Mariana, and his little brother Louisville. When asked about his favorite band memory, Andrew says any time that I marched alongside my older brother Antonio, starting in 8th grade, he was my reason for joining this program. Upon graduation, Andrew says he will be working as a CNA and majoring in dietary science to become a nutritionist while seeking requirements, hopefully, to get into medical school. Our next swing band senior is David Griffin. David being escorted by his mom, Brittany Griffin, his dad, Mark Griffin, and his sister, Bailey Griffin. David's favorite band memory, beating Beechwood in the pouring rain. After high school, David plans to attend the police academy. Next up is Mackenzie Martinez. Mackenzie being escorted by sisters Madison and Michaela and brother-in-law Christian. Senior year band camp is Mackenzie's favorite memory. She plans upon graduation to attend Lakeland Community College. Our next 12th grader, Brendan Roach. Brendan being escorted by his mom, Kathy Roach, his dad, James Roach, and his grandpa, Larry Saxton. When asked about his favorite swing band memory, Brendan says marching Aquarius with my brother on the alumni night. Upon graduation, Brendan plans to attend college and then join the Army. Next up, we spotlight Emma Soya. Emma being escorted by her mom, Melissa Soya, and sisters Natalie and Abigail Soya. Emma's favorite swing band memory, she says, when Slom and Rachel joined me and Ryan during meals during most of band camp junior year. Slom made it super awkward. Upon graduation, Emma says she plans on attending the Ohio State University to major in finance. Next up is Richie Wheeler. Richie being walked across the field by his mother, Catherine Tennyson, and his brother, Jimmy Wheeler. Richie looks back fondly on his favorite memory, going to Disney World. Upon graduation, Richie plans to become an HVAC technician. And finally tonight we feature Dakota Woods. Dakota being escorted by her brother Sean Woods and her father Marcus Woods. Her favorite band memory, she says, my friend's poor attempt to prank me by hiding gummy bears all over my side of the door during my junior year of band camp. Dakota's post-high school plans are to become an EMT back together, we do want to extend a heartfelt thanks to our sponsors this season. At the diamond level, Ken Ganthe Subaru Wickliffe. At the platinum level, Call of the Wild Fund. And at the gold level, D. Donato Tax Service Incorporated. We thank all of them for their very generous support of the Wickliffe Swing Band. All right, fans, let's keep the music going now as the Swing Band performs Katy Perry's Last Friday Night, TGIF.
And there you have it, folks. Halftime. I sure hope that's not the only time we'll hear the Wickliffe fight song.
Right.
Because normally you hear the fight song after the Blue Devils put points on the board. I got some halftime stats here. First of all, for Kirtland, Jake Laverty, 5 of 7, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Running the ball, John Silvestro, 14 rushes, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ty Bledsoe, 6 rushes for 57 yards. On the receiving end, John Silvestro has 1 reception for 51 yards and a touchdown, and Tommy Siami, 4 receptions for 38 yards. For the Wickliffe Blue Devils, the stats, they could be a lot better, folks. The passing department, Dominic Purcello, 2 of 3 for 20 yards. Frankie Buchar, 0 for 1. Running the ball, it's been tough. Elijah Fitch, 8 rushes for 19 yards. Dominic Purcello, 3 rushes for 13 yards. So the Blue Devils are going to have to they're going to have to dial it up 2 or 3 notches on both the offensive side and the defensive side if they want to get back into this one, as the Hornets are sitting pretty right now by a score of 28-0. Mark, any thoughts?
Well, we were talking during the break, and, it's just, I think it's kind of what we said at the outset. I think they're just trying to wear the Blue Devils down, and they came out with the no huddle, and I think they ran 4 or 5 plays within less than a minute.
Yeah.
And with no huddle, lining back up, and they're just so quick. And I mean, even the big guys, over the 250, 260 pounds, and especially their linebackers, just everybody all around on that team. It's like you said, Frank, they're like damn near like a machine. And A game plus, but I mean, is it realistic here? I mean, and the Blue Devils get the ball coming out. We'll see what happens. This is going to set the tone for the entire game because, as we know, with a 28-0 score, if the Kirtland Hornets get the ball back right away and are able to put another touchdown on, well, that's when we have the running clock, and that's when we have trouble.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments will be made by Wickliffe at halftime. And actually, it'll have to be adjustments on both sides of the ball because when Kirtland's had the ball, they've run the ball at will, and they pass the ball at will. And then with the exception of a couple of runs by Elijah Fitch, it hasn't been much thus far on the offensive side for your Blue Devils.
Frank, what I've heard before from other teams, because we haven't played these guys, since 2019, but what I've heard from other teams is, and they say they have a great week of practice. They think that they see some things they could, explore and try to move the ball on the Hornets. But until you're on that field and you see how fast everything is.
You're right.
And that's what everybody said. They had no idea, and you can't even see it on film, how fast anybody is until you are on that field. And I think that maybe a little bit of that is happening this evening as well.
Could very well be. And that, we could always talk about the degree of separation between different teams, but there's a reason these guys are elite. There's a reason that this team, meaning the Hornets, have won, is it 5 or 6 state championships? 6? Yeah, I thought it was 6. 6 state championships and have been in the state championship game a few times in addition to that. So
including last year. They lost.
Including last year. But this team is, there's a reason for it, and the way they go about everything is top notch, and we're seeing that here in tonight's ball game. So both teams have made their way back out onto the field. I think there's formalities where they come out and the captains say hello to each other and they reconfirm who's going to get the second half kickoff. And right now you've got Jake Laverty out there along with Frankie Bukar. And, there is a lot of respect between these two teams. One of the coaches, Ryan Beeler's still teaching at Wickliffe?
No. Last year he moved to Kirtland.
Oh, okay.
He did not like when those two teams played, and he was here at Wickliffe. I mean, he hated it.
I'll bet he did.
He's down there now. And him and Coach Porcello and Coach Beeler are like the best of friends.
Yeah.
And they talk all the time. And March told me, but not this week.
I would imagine so. I'd imagine so. So we're about ready to get back to action here in the third quarter, as the Hornets are going to be teeing it up, and their place kicker, number 45, Marco Valentic, and going back deep for Wickliffe, Jimmy Feaster, Marquise Roberts, and Elijah Fitch. They'll be back deep as the Blue Devils, when they have the ball, this time they'll be going from right to left on your computer screens. As now the sun is down, and as I mentioned at the top of the webcast, the sweatshirt is now on. We got a full house up here on the roof of the press box. We've got CVC TV with us, along with the coaching staffs and their film crews, Mark and I, Worldwide Blue Devil Network, and you here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Shout out to my good buddy Mitch Lane, who is an alumnus of Kirtland High School, and I believe Mitch was in the band at Kirtland High. Mitch and I, we do a lot of things together, like burning coal and oil and getting dirty and running steam engines and all that other kind of stuff out at the Lakeshore Live Steamers, as well as the Blueberry Railroad in Geneva, Ohio. And another shout out to our good friends at the Blueberry Railroad, Mike Urich and family. Glad to have you with us here tonight from Wickliffe Memorial Stadium. We're underway. High end over end kick's going to come on down. Fitch has got it at about the 15, across the 20. 25's breaking tackles, still on his feet, as he's going to get a host of Hornets bring him down at about the 40-yard line. And, folks, this is why I tell you, this young man is a tremendous talent. It's almost like he runs angry. You know, somebody told me, they said, that guy runs angry. And the Blue Devils will start the second half. Great field position out at the Wickliffe 46-yard line. And when I say a host of Hornets, it was like 5 or 6.
It was the entire nest.
Yes, of the kickoff return team out of the nest to finally bring him down. Blue Devils sprint out of the huddle. Feaster this time is wide to the left side. As they give it to Fitch, as they're pulling out his jersey, he gets over left guard out to about, he actually made it to the 40. One guy's marking it at the 46, the other one's marking it at the 40. Okay, they are going to mark it at the, I take that back, the 44-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 7 as we'll see what happens. We're just underway here in the second half. 28-0. The Hornets have had their way here thus far in this ball game, but we'll see what adjustments Wickliffe made at halftime as we're just underway. Purcello under center. Fitch, nope, he fakes it on an RPO as Purcello keeps it, goes wide left, gets ahead over the 45 to about the 46-yard line. It'll set up Wickliffe 3rd and 5. They're going to have to get to the Kirtland 49 to get a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's better than 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 9 here,
well,
partner.
That is true, buddy. That is true. Again, the quarterback for the Blue Devils, Don Purcello, a sophomore, and he doesn't play like a sophomore. He plays, his football mind and knowledge is very good. Devils in a full house backfield. The pitch goes to Fitch, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Great pursuit there by Bledsoe, who shot in there from his linebacker spot and brought him down. And that's going to move the ball back to the Wickliffe 43. Loss on that play of about 2, and it's going to set up a 4th down. So it'll be 3 and out for the Blue Devils. Not what they wanted to see happen. Is back in single safety is number 2, Ryan Siami, standing inside his 30-yard line. Wonder if the Devils will, in desperation, try a fake punt here. Good rush, but he gets it off. Siami has it as he's going to get wide to across the 30, 35, and brought down at about the 40. And in there on the tackle there was, for the Blue Devils, number 2, Frankie Bukar. So he got that kick off, a bit of a line drive, and it allowed Siami to get out there and get some good yardage. So the Hornets are going to be set up in excellent field position. They're going to mark it at the Kirtland 39-yard line. 9:26 to go in the third quarter. As Hornets quickly get to the line, Jake Laverty up under center, got a man in motion, roll into his left, he sets, he's looking long, wide open. No one there on coverage for Wickliffe, as that was Ryan Siami pulling it in as he shoved out of bounds, but not before a huge gain on that play.
What had happened is they cleared out that middle of the field, and he just came across, Frank, and Laverty was able to put it right on him.
And Mark, there was no defender within 5 yards of him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be first down Kirtland in Wickliffe territory at the Wickliffe 40-yard line. So the Hornets mixing it up here as they get underway, their first possession of the second half. As Laverty sets, he fires wide open and off to the end zone. That was too easy. Wow.
Yep.
As that was to Tommy Siami. That'd be a 40-yard strike as he was struck. They struck quick
And with relative ease.
What's that?
With relative ease.
Yes, I mean, 2 plays. So Tommy Siami will be the holder. Snap is back, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 8:49 to go here in the third. And the Hornets waste no time as they've now pushed the score out to Kirtland 35, Wickliffe nothing. And as Mark mentioned, whenever in the second half you have a score differential of 30 points or more, we will go to a running clock, which means other than a called timeout or change of possession, the clock will be running. And it'll happen once. Actually, they've started the clock already, and we haven't even kicked it off. As going back deep for Wickliffe will be Marquise Roberts, Jimmy Feaster, and Elijah Fitch. Oh, now they've stopped the clock, so maybe I thought it was no. Now they've got the clock running again. I'm not quite sure what the timekeeper's doing here down in the press box, but they've got it teed up. High end over end kick is going to come down and get fielded there by Roberts. Tries to get wide to the right, across the 30, and wrapped up and brought down there about the 32-yard line by Xander Perko. We've called his name a few times tonight on kickoff coverage. As it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils, and now the clock is stopped. So not quite sure
I don't know
why it was running, then it wasn't.
Or do they even know it's a running clock?
Mark,
the officials.
I mean,
now
the clock is running. So clock is running. It'll be 1st and 10 Wickliffe. Ball at their own 32. And at this point in the game, for the Blue Devils, I think what you want to do is you want to get one of those moral victories. Find a way to get down the field and see if you can get some points on this very stingy defense that the Hornets possess. As they bring the pressure from all angles. Purcello in a shotgun as he gives it wide to Bukar, who kind of slips but is corralled in the backfield there. It's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play.
It's going the wrong way there, partner.
And actually looks like they're going to mark it back at about the 29-yard line. So it'll be set up 2nd and 13 for the Blue Devils. As making his way onto the field is Jaden Johnson for Wickliffe in place of Jade Straley. One would think that with this 2nd and long that Wickliffe will go to the air, but we'll see. They've set up in a spread formation. Purcello basically alone in the backfield. Snap is back, he sets, he fires. In and out of the hands. I mean, he put the ball right on the money.
I think it was tipped, though, a little bit. Number 11 for the Kirtland Hornets, Howie Ayers, I believe, got a hand on that.
As it was intended there for Jimmy Feaster. So it's going to be 3rd and long. As the clock is running, 6.5 to go here in the third quarter, 35-0 Kirtland. Once again, next week the Devils will be on the road. They'll head out to Chagrin Falls to face the Tigers. That's a really cool high school stadium.
Yeah.
If you've never been there, it's worth the trip. It's worth the trip. Purcello in the shotgun formation. Looks like he's got Fitch to his left. Looks, he fires. This time he completes. Oh, it's a trying to run the hook and ladder, and as he pitched it back, it looks like the Bukar bounced off his chest, and Mark, not good.
No.
Not good at all. As that's going to mark the ball all the way back to the Wickliffe 23-yard line. So Rossman will be in to punt. He's standing at his 10. As back in single safety will be Ryan Siami. He's going to be standing at about his 40. Snap. Left-footed kicker. Ball's going to come down, take a Wickliffe bounce, roll inside the Kirtland 30, and be downed at about the Kirtland 28-yard line. Down by Frankie Bukar, and with 5:09 to go, clock will momentarily stop while the team's, during the change of possession here. As basically, aside from the one possession where Kirtland fumbled, which was their first possession, all of their other possessions have resulted in touchdowns. And they'll set up, once again, 1st and 10 at their own 28. Laverty's up under center. And looks like he gives it to the up man, and ball is on the ground and fumbled.
Wickliffe got it.
And Wickliffe got it. Looks like bad exchange there between Laverty and the up back, and the ball basically bounced out to about the 35-yard line. And Mark, the Blue Devils are going to, this will be their best starting field position tonight, as they'll have it 1st and 10 at the Kirtland 35-yard line. I think it was Jimmy Feaster, one of the Blue Devils, who was there to recover it. As the Devils break the huddle, this time Feaster is going to go wide to the right side. Purcello is going to stay in a shotgun formation as they give it to Marquise Roberts, who's going to get bottled up. He tries to go wide right. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
At some point, they're going to have to run north and south.
That's right, Mark. As Howie Ayers, number 11, was there to bring him down. And, when you've got quick pursuit, as Kirtland does, you either have to try some misdirection, a trick play, something to throw them off, because nothing has fooled the Hornets all night.
Nothing.
Clock running. We're under 4 minutes here in the third quarter. Once again, a shout out to my Kirtland alum buddy Mitch Lane, who was a member of the Hornet marching band, percussion. Blue Devils set, and they give it a Fitch. Breaking tackles. He's going to get down to about the 31-yard line, where a gain of 4 on that play will set up. They're going to call it 3rd and 7. Wickliffe's going to have to get down to about the 25 to get a first down. Probably not the greatest spot on the play. Not only having to try to beat the Hornets, but you're not getting any favors from the guys in the striped jerseys either. And also, it's been a fairly clean game,
Yeah.
Been a very, very clean game between these two.
We had that one personal foul, but really other than that.
Right. So we'll see what Wickliffe does. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Kirtland showing blitz. Bukar trying to get wide to the right side, and he's going to lose a couple. And we'll see what Wickliffe decides to do, because it's going to bring up 4th and long. And again, a favorable spot for Kirtland as they spotted back at the 35. He was inside the 35 when he was brought down. But it's going to set up 4th and 10. And the offense is going to stay out on the field as Don Purcello is making his way back to the huddle after chatting with his dad, who happens to be Marsh Purcello, the head coach. And we'll see what the Blue Devils dial up here on 4th and 10 as we're under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Purcello looking to throw a jump pass. It bounces up and down, and I think it fell incomplete.
Yep.
And, Markey threw that one into a crowd, almost like he tried a jump pass. And that's going to turn the ball over on downs to the Kirtland Hornets. So once again, 3 and out. I'm trying to think that I think the Devils have 2 first downs for the whole game. I mean, it's been tough going on the offensive side of the ball.
I know they had the one, maybe, 2.
So Kirtland will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. It's basically where the fumble occurred, their last possession. As they give it to the up. Nope, Laverty's going to keep it.
He might be out of there. I don't think that's Jake.
I think you're right. Number 6 is in it. It looks like Mario Lorber.
Number 6, Mario Lorber, the ball carrier. Stop made by number 9, Nico Bosky.
As Nick Oboski brings him down, a gain of about 8 on the play. Yep, we've got a different quarterback in there. They give it to the up back, who goes right up the middle. It's going to be Bledsoe. Good for a first down to get out over the 40. They've got it marked at about the 47-yard line of Kirtland. As they pitch it till Silvestro goes wide left and just chews up yardage. Gets into Wickliffe territory as Elijah John brings him down, but not after a gain of 9 on that play. And yes, now in at quarterback is number 6, Mario Lorber.
I think that was the last play of the third quarter.
So I think you're right, Mark. The clock is winding down.
Oh, they're going to play? I don't think they have to, but...
He puts a man in motion. They give it on a delay back to number 2. It's going to be a good for a first down, which is Ryan Siami. That's going to bring the third quarter to an end as Bledsoe there gets deeper into Wickliffe territory. And after 3 quarters of play here at Wickliffe Memorial Stadium, the score, the Kirtland Hornets 35 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. You know, Mark, you're mentioning that beginning of the game that Jake Laverty probably dealing with a sore ankle. You know, you're up 35.
Yeah.
You know, give him a rest and be ready for next week. Well, if you've stayed with us thus far tonight, folks, we thank you. It's been a tough go here for the Blue Devils. I'm checking the YouTube feed, and yep, we still got plenty of viewers with us, and we thank you for that. Next week, your Blue Devils will be on the road, as I mentioned earlier. They'll be facing the Tigers of Chagrin Falls. And that's usually a good game. Those two teams match up quite well. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be back here, Rootstown, who, as of tonight, going into tonight's game, was undefeated. Looks like Lorber's going to keep it himself. He's got a first down. He continues on his feet as he goes wide to the right side. And he's inside the 30 down to about the Wickliffe 25, 24-yard line, where Elijah John was there to bring him down. And I tell you, any of these guys that run the ball for Kirtland, they just keep their feet going, and they're tough to bring down. You can see why they're, you know, it's like a well-oiled machine. That's the best way I can put it. Lorber sending one of his guys wide to the right side. Looks like they've got the second string in there now. And running with the ball is number 27, breaking tackles like crazy. And that happens to be Matt Russ. And he's got a first down. He's now inside the Wickliffe 10-yard line. It'll be marked at the 9. It'll be first and goal, Kirtland. And Mark, they make it, you know, it's like a...
It's like plug and play.
Yeah.
You know, Frank, they practice full blast. Kirtland does. I mean, like their game speed.
A delay, and for the first time, it looks like the Blue Devils are going to stop the Hornets for a negative yardage play. And I don't know if on that play, Lorber, the quarterback, if there was miscommunication, because it's like he was turning to hand it to somebody and then realizing that there was no one there to take the handoff. He was met there by the interior defensive line of the Blue Devils, and it'll be a loss on the play of about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the Wickliffe 11. As it now does appear that a fair number of what I would call maybe the backup players for Kirtland. Number 43 is now in there, that being, well, I don't even have the name. Lorber looking to throw in the end zone. He fires. Caught for the touchdown. Wow.
I thought that was going to be pass interference.
Man, was that Siami in the deep corner there?
Yes.
So with 9:10 to go, the Hornets find the end zone once again. As they're on to try the point after. Snap is back, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 8:45 to go in this one, and that pushes the score to the Kirtland Hornets 42 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark, wow is probably the best way to put it.
And you know, it looks like their backups could probably start for many teams. And because they're fresh and because that first team of the Blue Devils probably is a little tired, they're hitting those holes as hard as the starters have.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, you get it to this point that now is where you just want it to end mercilessly and nobody getting hurt. So going back deep once again for Wickliffe, Elijah Fitch, Jimmy Feaster, and number 5, Marquise Roberts. And teeing it up, Marco Valentic, number 45, whose leg has got to be getting tired as he's done a number of point afters as well as kickoffs for the Kirtland Hornets. We got a squib kick that's going to come down, bobbled by Elijah Fitch as he's going to get met, still on his feet, as he gets out over the 15 to about the 18-yard line as, once again, number 11, Howie Ayers for the Hornets there to bring him down. It'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils. The ball marked actually at the Wickliffe 17-yard line.
Wickliffe will begin this possession from its own 17-yard line.
Quarterback Dominic Purcello makes his way out to the huddle, and he's gone the whole way at quarterback tonight. Sometimes he alternates with Frankie Bukar. This time he's in a shotgun formation. Snap is back. They hand it, getting wide to the right side, some positive yardage. Is the young, talented running back for Wickliffe, Elijah Fitch, has got out a good gain on that play of about 8 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Ball is marked out over the Wickliffe, about the Wickliffe 27-yard line. Clock running, about 7:10 to go in this one. It's been all Kirtland tonight on both sides of the ball, folks. They're staying in a shotgun formation, almost like back to the wing tee. And again, it's going to be Purcello's going to keep it, go to the right side. He's going to get ahead on that quarterback keeper. He's going to be close, and yep, he's got enough for the first down. So,
good job.
Number 51 there, Cole Nowacki for Kirtland there on the tackle. You look at out over the field, looks like the Hornets still have a good amount of the starters in. Snap is back. Try to give it there to Bukar, who's going to get wrapped up. No gain on the play. Tackle there led by number 9, Carson Callis. It'll be no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock now under 6 minutes to go. This little drum routine is probably going to be your highlight for the night. Mark, I might just have to do the fight song just because.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Frank, it's when you don't have an answer for like almost anything they do, it's
clock is running, and what's going on here? Now we've got a timeout being taken by Wickliffe. Don Purcello's standing on the sideline. So 5:11 to go in the game.
And if you want to go watch the JVs play tomorrow, the game is at 10 o'clock at Kirtland. Just a short drive out I-90.
To Route 306, south on 306, up the hill to Kirtland High School.
Well, I got to tell you, right across the street from the high school is a place called Biga. It's a pizza place.
Yeah.
Oh,
great place.
oh
Great place, yep. Have eaten there. Maybe that's the difference in the ball game, you know. In any case, the Blue Devils have called a timeout here. They're going over something, and there's a bit of some animated activity there on the sideline between the coaches and the players. We'll take a moment here. Remind everybody, if you get a chance, check out the Wickliffe School alumni website. There's always activities going on. If you'd like to get involved as a volunteer or become part of the Alumni Association, please do so. The Devils set up in an I formation now. Looks like they give it a Fitch up the middle, and I tell you, that young man's going to be sore when he gets home tonight, but if there's one player that has probably left an impression on the Hornets, it's Ben Fitch, as he gets ahead for a gain of about 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Ball's at the 35. Clock is run just under 4.5 to go. 42-0 in favor of the Hornets. Devils break the huddle. This time they're going to set up in a shotgun formation. Bukar's going wide to basically a slot on the left side. Now he comes in motion as Purcello's going to keep it. He's got the first down. Nice run over right tackle. Gets out over the 42, where looks like number 28 for Kirtland there, Ryan Noidara, there to bring him down. First time we've called his name tonight. So it'll be 1st and 10 Wickliffe on their own 42-yard line. Some of the local faithful have made their way to the exits. Looking across the field, the faithful for the Hornets are sitting tight. Snap back, Purcello looking to throw. He sets, he fires long, he completes it.
wow.
Yeah, and a hard tackle there down at about the Kirtland 35. And you got to wonder, Mark, if he didn't come in a little high on that tackle, because slow to get up. I'll get you a name and number here momentarily.
14.
Number, yeah, 14. I think that's Straley. Yeah, Jade Straley. Nice pass, nice reception, but he was met right away, and it did look like he came in a little high, but apparently not in the eyes of the officiating crew, as it'll be 1st and 10 Wickliffe at the Kirtland 35-yard line with 3:03 to go in this one.
Boy, he got smoked.
Yes, he did. And he's up on his feet and making his way back to the Wickliffe sideline. Yeah, that one's going to sting, that's for sure. Jade, a 5'8", 165-pound senior.
If you look in the stands, you could probably tell who his mom is.
That you could.
One standing.
So clock now running as the Devils are going to set up 1st and 10 at the Kirtland 35. Purcello's gone all the way tonight at quarterback, looking to throw. He sets, he fires, he completes, as he's got to complete the Feaster down to about the Kirtland 27-yard line. And it'll be a gain of about 8 on that play.
That might have been the first time he held the ball this evening, I believe.
That's right.
You know, you just don't hear the names that you normally do hear on a Friday night when we play. And when you don't, and they're taking that away, you know you're in for a long night.
That you are. So see if the Blue Devils can get like a moral victory and find, you know, in this 1:55 to go, get in the end zone. Purcello looking to throw. He's got time. He's looking long. Fires in the end zone. A little bit of body checking going on there in that end zone. No call. Pass incomplete. We're looking for Bukar. And because of the running clock, the clock will be continuing to run. It'll set up a 3rd and 2. The ball is sitting at the Kirtland 27-yard line. The Hornets have pitched a shutout thus far tonight. If you're wondering, end of the 6th downtown, the Tribe is down 4-2 to the Rangers. Handoff to Fitch. Gets inside the 25 as we're under a minute to go here. It's going to be good enough for a first down. The Devils seeing if they could try to get in the end zone here. We're down to about 45 seconds to go.
Good test for this young defense.
Snap is back. Purcello looking to throw. He sets, he fires. There, passes incomplete, but number 23 was all over the back of Feaster before the ball got there, and I think that was Max Samad. I think the officials at this point are like saying, we just want this one over. So
and this will be the last play.
This will be the last play of tonight's ball game. Snap is back. Purcello looking to throw. He sets. He's firing into the end zone. And it's going to fall incomplete. And with that, it's going to bring tonight's ball game to a merciful end. As tonight the Kirtland Hornets have shown why they are the number 1 AP-rated team in Division VI here in Ohio, as they prevail by a final score, Kirtland 42 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. Mark, any final thoughts?
Well, I think you don't even watch the film on this one. I think you just put it behind you, and as they say, move on to the Tigers.
I agree.
You know, they're coming in tomorrow. I would have to say that I would watch the Tiger game tomorrow from tonight, if they can. And just put this in the rearview mirror, and lessons learned in many ways, but, you know, they're just a cut above, as they say.
That they are. Yeah, this, you know, when the season started, you and I said, this will be the game to help us understand where this team is at, and we learned a lot tonight. And but there's a lot of season left to make.
Oh my gosh!
You know, so the Devils now will fall to a record of 5-1, while Kirtland goes to a record of 6 wins and no losses. Both teams have just finished congratulating each other. And with that, I believe we will thank you for joining us here tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. And the final, once again, from Wickliffe Memorial Stadium, the Kirtland Hornets 42 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing.